by far my favorite part of this whole thing. It's so impactful, and it's so important that we understand how we function as human beings. Once we understand how we function, what our limitations are, and how to use that knowledge in order to create change, it's a game changer. It puts the power back in your hands. Instead of feeling like I used to feel, like I want something or desire something, perhaps just ease. You know, a lot of times we're not asking for like huge things. We're just asking for more ease or just peace or whatever. And we can't seem to get there. It seems like there's always something getting in the way, and we see that there's a pattern perhaps, but we don't know where it's coming from, why it's like that. We can see, okay, this is my pattern, but I'm not like consciously creating this pattern. It just keeps happening to me. I don't know what I'm doing. In fact, I'm not doing anything. It just keeps happening, right? So that's what we're going to get into. We're going to explain how they work. And as I mentioned yesterday, it's got to do with the subconscious mind, which is why we're not doing it consciously. We don't know what we're doing. It's not that we're actually doing something. It's just we have these patterns in the subconscious mind. So even if we're not aware of them, they kind of rule the results that we get. Why this is so important is that you literally cannot get a result or a manifestation or a goal. You cannot make it happen if it's outside of your paradigm, outside of your belief system. Your belief system sets the boundaries of what's possible to manifest. As I mentioned yesterday with quantum mechanics, if you're expecting an outcome, you can only get that outcome. But if you're not expecting an outcome, if you're wide open, more possibilities are available to you. Now, we are programmed to have some kind of boundary. We need to have some kind of boundary. We need to have some sort of limitations so that we can have an idea of like to just function in this world. We need to have, I don't know if you saw The Matrix, but we need to have some sort of rules to live by so that we can have a concrete reality, right? But if we know how to reprogram ourselves, and if we know about these boundaries, then we have the power back in our hands. Now, with that said, even for me, even knowing this and having studied it for almost 2 years now, the subconscious mind really is where our blind spots are. So we're not walking around consciously thinking, oh, these are my limitations. We're not consciously thinking that. In fact, we're probably thinking, you know, we've heard so much information. We know about manifesting. We know about so many things. And yet the programming hasn't caught up. So it doesn't really matter what information we listen to or read in a book or watch the movies of, like, it doesn't matter in terms of like, if it hasn't programmed itself into our subconscious mind, it has no power. So you can't be like reading one, you know, go to a Tony Robbins event, for example, one time, and you feel like super inspired and really motivated, and then have your subconscious mind sort of tag along. It won't be enough. You have to sort of live that information. You have to really practice that information. It has to override the programming that you already have. And that takes emotional impact and repetition.